Have some fun.
All right. Okay. Welcome everybody to the Judean Roundtable. We are in Tel Aviv. We are Avi. We're like strangers in a strange land.
Oh man, this is known as the first modern Jewish city.
The first modern Jewish city.
First modern Jewish city. But there's so much to this land besides Tel Aviv. Get excited about Tel Aviv, and then you see the rest of it.
Yeah. I'm looking outside. I'm getting excited about the sea. You can't see outside because if we looked over, we would just be blasted with light. But anyway, that's not why we're sitting here. We're sitting here because we are part of this conference called Digital 19, which brought social media warriors and fighters from Israel from throughout the world to come to Israel. And really, I think the point is for us to sit down together and talk and meet with each other. So when people go back to their respective homes, that we become friends and that we become connected and we build a relationship that's going to last 30, 40, 50 years. And that's, yeah? You finding that?
Oh, for sure. Listen, I'm already connected with these guys from last year, and you're talking about, you guys have to understand, and I'm going to give a message to the Jews out there.
Wait, can we introduce them first?
Yeah, no, I want them to introduce themselves.
Okay.
But I was going to say,
that's what I mean.
Yeah. No, but I was going to say, Jews think that we're alone and we don't have supporters out there, and we have two unbelievable supporters of Israel. They look just like us, exactly, and you're going to hear exactly who they are, what their story is, and why they support Israel. So go for it.
Okay. I talk here in the camera to you.
No, just talk, whatever it is, talk to us.
I come from Norway. My name is Bjarte. Very Norwegian name. Everybody asks my name. Bjarte.
Okay.
And we work for an organization which translates with Israel for peace. So it's a member-funded organization with 11,000 paying members.
Wow.
So when I go abroad, I often hear, Norway is so negative against Israel, but I say we have 11,000 paying members who supports Israel, who's Zionists, who support the Jewish state.
11,000 supporters of Israel.
For how many
members?
And that's from Norway.
Norway.
What's the population of Norway?
It's around 5.5 million.
5.5 million people.
Yeah.
That's a significant impact you guys are able to make. But the question is, though, is how many of those 10,000 people would actually come out publicly saying they were members?
I guess many of them will, because people who are pro-Israel, they're often very proud to be it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so many people are not afraid to tell that they support Israel.
Right. And sitting to your right is who?
I'm Vijeta. I'm from Indians for Israel. I'm an Indian based in Germany, and we are supporting Israel in our community, Indian diaspora, in West and across the world.
He's a global player. He's from India, lives in Germany, sitting in Israel, fighting for Israel.
Have you not connected on Twitter?
We have, of
Indians
course we have.
for Israel.
No, we have.
A major account supporting
When,
Israel
you know what?
for
When
Indians.
I was telling him when Modi came and when Modi and Bibi Netanyahu were having their bromance walking along the beaches here. Remember this bromance?
Yes, of course.
And I all of a sudden my Twitter page, Noted BDS, is getting bombarded with friends from India. And it was great. I loved it. And actually it inspired me to plan a trip to India, which I never did. But I still want to. That counts for something.
So this is your second time in Israel.
My third.
This is your third time in Israel?
Seven times.
Seventh time in Israel?
Yes.
This is the second time that I'm meeting you at these conferences. So I want to take a step back. Why? Why are you putting your own names out on the line in your own societies? Neither of you are Jewish, right?
No.
No. They are fabulous friends of the Jewish people and the state of Israel without the Jewish identity. Why?
It's because it's the right thing to do. In Norway, people are kind of fed up with the media. They feel that the Norwegian media is very biased against Israel. And you have many organizations, left-wing organizations, NGOs, it's very, very pro-Palestinian, very anti-Israel. So many people get fed up. So they search for different points of view. So they come to our organization and run a website. We have lots of articles so people can read through. We try to bring the Israeli perspective and the Israelis' arguments into the debate.
You know what's interesting, what I got from that? Why do you do what you do? You're like, it's the right thing to do. You didn't say because I love Israel. It's the right thing to do, meaning what I got from that is it doesn't matter if it's Israel, if it's Bangladesh, whatever country it is, India, if there is evil going on, if there's this sinisterism, if that's a word, against something that's not right, you'll stand up. So Israel just seems to be just the target of what's people are doing wrong. You're standing up. But if they just stopped and started moving it to, let's say, Australia, people start demonizing Australia, you'd also stand up and be a pro-Australian people.
Many people are pro-Israel. They have a religious background. Many people come from the Christian communities.
Oh, okay.
But we are a non-religious organization, so we have members that are Jewish, Christian, atheist. We have some Muslim members as well. But you have many Norwegians. We can relate to Israel. We have the same values. We have the same Western.
The same shared history.
Yeah, and people can relate to that.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. So that's interesting because would you say that there's a divide between the support for Israel based on somebody's religious observance in Norway?
Yeah, I would say so. Some people are pro-Israel because it's a liberal democracy. Right. Some people are supportive of Israel because of religious reasons. Many people have grown up with a history from the Bible and have a connection to Israel in that way. So it's divided, but as an organization, we try to we don't focus on religious debates. We focus on history and that kind of things, and we try to by being non-religious, we can collect a bigger group than just if you're a religious organization.
Vijeta, what about you? Why?
For me personally and for our community diaspora outside, one is a feeling of obligation towards the Jewish people. I mean, we have been, historically, Jewish people have been in India and we had good experiences with them. And when the State of Israel was formed, and many of them young
the same time as India. We also gained our independence at the same time.
1 year, 47, 48. And many young Jews left, and we feel connected to them. And second thing is living in diaspora. We are aware of the Jew hatred that is coming right now. This can very easily. What I feel is Jews are the first target, but then if Jewish businesses are targeted, Hindu businesses tomorrow will be targeted. If they're going to use some pretext to attack Israel, they're going to use the same pretext to attack us. So in that case, we feel it's in our own interest to stand with the Jewish people before it's too late.
By the way, I wanted to tell you that one of my neighbors for 10 years plus is Indian. Their whole family are Indians, which is great. They're living in the Shomron with their Indian family, and he goes and they travel back and forth often, and it's so whatever. There's people don't know there are Jewish Indians,
right?
And there's Jewish Norwegians. How many Jews live in Norway?
It's a small Jewish community, around 1,500 people, and around 700-800 a member of the Jewish community. So it's a small community, but it's thriving.
Were there any Viking Jews?
I don't think so many Viking Jews. Norway has a bad history. When they made a constitution, they said that no Jews was allowed to enter the Kingdom of Norway.
Really?
Yeah, back in the early 1800s. So that changed, and then Jews started coming to Norway in the late 1800s from Eastern Europe.
Okay. So when I watch Vikings on Netflix, I can't be like there's no like
unfortunately
there's no Shlomo
Shlomo the Viking.
Shlomo the Viking.
Listen, I think we have to finish up to go back to the conference, but I just first of all I want to on behalf of both of us and on behalf of the Jewish people and the Israeli people just thank you, just a big thank you, because it's not something to take for granted. It's not your fight. Even though, Vijeta, you Jews say no, you understand that it is the fight because the Jewish people were the first line, right? Yes. The famous line is first they go after the Saturday people and then go after the Sunday people, right? So you understand that, but still many people don't have that understanding. It's not your fight. But thank you so much. May God bless both of you and everything you do, and for Israel and not for Israel, but everything you do. Really.
And thank you for having us here, and thank you for the State of Israel that it exists and we can come and live this wonderful, amazing miracle that it is Israel. So, thank you.
It's a beacon of hope in the Middle East.
Amen, brother.
Wow, it's
Amen.
Big light. And we hope this is what we're doing for the show, the Judean Roundtable, is to share the truth about Israel in a real and sincere way, right? And I think that being on the ground here in Israel, and I've said this before, is that you guys are fighting a fight against anti-Semitism and anti-Israel based on what other people lie about, they speak about. And so your response is always, well, you have to speak back to them, you have to speak the truth. We're positioned very well here to not have to speak the truth about Israel. We show the truth about Israel because we're here and we're close, and all we have to do is, just as Bibi Netanyahu says, how do you become pro-Israel? Just tell the truth and show the truth. So we want to make sure that you guys have all the tools that you need, and not just you two, but anybody else who is pro-Israel that feels that they don't have the tools or the media or the ability to show the truth. Write to the Judean Roundtable, say, we want you to cover this certain issue because it's going on right now. Can you get outside right now and do a video about it? Put it on Israel Video Network. Yeah. We'll do whatever it takes. But we got to these conferences, for me, are about creating this synergy. We need you and you need us, right? And if we're both giving each other the tools, then we'll be able to do what is right, as like you said beforehand.
And as a final shalom from the Holy Land of Israel here, I just want all of you to be inspired, right? We're not alone. And you're not alone either. All right? And that's the most important, empowering message. Because when you feel you're alone, you get depressed. When you understand, oh my God, we have a lot of supporters out there. We have what to rely on. We have good people who understand. Then there's what to look forward to and to continue working on getting the truth. So thank you so much,
Great.
guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. We'll do the handshakes before we...